Oh, hello there, sir.
Oh, hello. You went all rustly then, like
Oh,
you just
that was
dropped
me.
your telephone down a well.
No, it was plugging in the headphones back into the iPhone.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
All right. So
I bet you've got like a lot of stuff to catch up with. Come on.
it's not catching up. It's actually something completely different. It's out of left field, but I'm not sure you'll
Jiminy,
like it.
who's it? Okay, go on.
Okay. You know how you like Keanu Reeves?
I do like Keanu Reeves.
And you know how
you're going to tell me he's a bad man.
And you know how I like Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, he's a good man.
Yeah.
I think.
I thought I had an idea, something brand new.
Okay.
Do you know what a tier list is?
No, I do not know what a tier list is.
It's spelt TIER.
I worked that bit out, as in top tier.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was making a list of people that make me cry.
I have made a list of Keanu Reeves films. And you and I are going to talk about which ones are the best and which ones are the worst.
Okay, easy peasy lemon sausage.
This is a podcast in which two friends talk about the pleasures, absurdities, and imperfections of being human. I'm Simon Ellis.
And I'm Lee Miller. Welcome to Midlifing.
Okay, so I'm going to list them. Now, I didn't list all of them because some are... I just never heard of them. And I tried to make a list of ones that I'd seen. And there's a couple in there that I think I've definitely not seen them there. I've definitely not seen them. And there's a couple where I think I might have seen those, but I don't remember them at all. So I'm going to do them.
So
go on.
Can I ask, have you put River's Edge and My Own Private Idaho on the list?
I haven't put River's Edge on the list.
Okay, that needs to go.
Okay,
on,
what year is that from?
Oh, that'll be like 1986 or 7, I guess.
Okay, I've got to find out. It's important.
Ago.
It's important.
Oh yeah, maybe 1986, 1987. I'm.
Well, because he has.
Oh no, is it later than that?
Wait on.
Is it
River's Edge is 1986. It's his third.
Wait!
It's his third film.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was in Dangerous Liasons.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I did not know
yeah,
that.
based on the novel Les Liaisons Dangereuses by Chaudelin de Leclerc. Who I read that book.
I think you're going to win this.
No. I read that book when I was 16, and I was sitting in my English class. It was it was like a free period or something. And my English teacher said, "Oh, you're reading Les Liaisons Dangereuses," and I said, "Yeah, by Cordelos de Laclos." And he went, "I think you'll find it's Chaudelin de Leclerc." And I said, "Well, I learned from reading, so I thought it was Cordelos de Laclos."
All I can think about is Michelle Pfeiffer in that. That film. I liked that film. I have to say, I found it difficult. It challenged me about men.
There were 2 versions of it that came out like very quickly hot on the heels. That was the one that did really, really well.
That was the Malkovich one, right?
The Malkovich one, and there was also one that had Meg Tilly in it. And
Was it called Dangerous?
I think it was called Les Liaisons Dangereuses. I think it stuck to the original title. I think it was the same year, which would have been, 1987?
Oh, I don't know. Yep, pretty much.
Is that right?
Yep.
87? Because it was just after, oh my God.
No, Dangerous Liaisons was 1988. That was the one with, with Keanu.
Mm-hmm. So 1988. Okay, just to say, Glenn Close had just had her baby, and that's why her boobs were so big in that film.
Oh, did we get to see her breasts?
No, but she's wearing one of those push-uppy.
Of course.
Yeah, and in interview she said, "I was really, really happy that my boobs looked the way they did because I just had my little girl."
How old would Glenn Close have been in 1980?
She'd have been probably in her late 30s, I guess. Yeah, because I think I first saw her in The World According to Garp, which would have been, 1981?
No, later. I was 16, so... maybe I was... Okay. In fact, I was 14. So you're right, 82. I reckon because it was the first R16 film I went to as an underage.
Now, mine was Sea of Love with Al Pacino and Ellen Barkin.
Ellen Barkin. I had quite the hots for Ellen Barkin back in the day.
Easy, particularly in a film like Sea of Love, easy to have the hots. This is something that the youngsters of today are unfamiliar with. The slightly dirty thriller. The erotic thriller. Basic Instinct, obviously, we know about.
Thank you, Glenn.
Thank you, Glenn. But we've also got... Oh, no, Basic Instinct isn't...
Oh, Glenn. No,
that's Sharon.
Sharon Stone.
Sharon a pants. Or no pants. Anyway, Tears. Sorry, I've gone right off.
Going great. This is always going to happen. So, but just wait. There was also the remake of Dangerous... What was it called?
Dangerous Liaison, or Les Liaisons Dangereuses, that you're going to say with Sarah Michelle Gellar and Reese Witherspoon
and Ryan
Felipe.
Yes, and what was that called?
Oh shit! Bad. Can't remember.
Bad
lesbian kiss
intentions?
Between Selma. Cruel Intentions.
Oh wow! I was quite close. Okay,
well done.
I'm going to go through the list. This is the list of, and they're a little bit selective because, as you've just pointed out, there are films that I didn't include, thinking no one's ever heard of that. River's Edge, 1986.
Yeah.
Permanent Record, 1988.
Don't really know that one.
Okay, so that's going to be a big no. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Now, I made as a kind of a, how do I say, a rule that no sequels.
Okay, so you just went portmanteau. We're throwing all the Bill and Ted's together as a kind of a job lot.
We're just going to talk about the original.
The original,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Which I think Keanu should be thankful for us. It gets a little bit trickier later on, of course. Point Break with Patrick Swayze, 1991.
Patrick Swayze. Oh, that's been remade. Bullshit.
Yeah, and I think it might have been remade. I saw the remake actually. Oof.
Did you?
Oof.
Oh, I couldn't. I couldn't put myself through it.
It was really bad.
Yeah, I loved it.
My Own Private Idaho, also 1991. Speed.
Love Speed.
With Sandra Bullock, 1994.
I had
totally forgotten that he was in that. Johnny Mnemonic. Johnny Mnemonic is one of those where I went, oh, did I see that? I don't think I did.
That's one of those William Gibson steampunky things, isn't it?
Correct. And then that was 95. The following year, Chain Reaction.
Ooh, Rachel Weisz is in that, and he plays like a nuclear physicist cast against type.
I think I might have seen that one, but not Johnny Mnemonic.
I think there might have been a scene where he's trying to outrun like some nuclear fusion on a bike. It's really good. I really like that.
It was panned, of course, at the time.
Of course it was.
Okay, he went through some lean years around the middle of the 1990s, it seems. And then later. Then, of course, The Matrix, 1999.
Wait, we've got to stop. Dracula. Gary Oldman's Dracula. That has to go in there, surely.
Okay,
I was travelling overland to Budapest.
That's the one with Tom Cruise in it, isn't it?
No, that's the Vampire Lestat.
Oh, sorry.
That's Interview with a Vampire.
Okay.
By the way, pause. If you have not been watching the televisual remake of Interview with a Vampire with Sam Reed and Jacob...
Is a televisual remake?
As in, it's not a film. They've turned it into a
television
TV miniseries. Oh, God, it is super hot.
Hot?
Yeah, in the sense that they've done away with the very subtle queer subtext of the film, and they've just gone, no, it's just two lads banging. and it's really good. They're very sexy boys doing lots of kisses. You probably didn't watch
the final. Was it the final of Wimbledon?
No, I didn't. Was there two hot lads banging? Because I'll totally watch it.
So the final Wimbledon was played between a Serbian man called Novak Djokovic. You might have heard of him. And a Spanish guy, a little kid, 21, called... Oh, my memory is so fucking bad. It's embarrassing. His name is... Come on, Lee, help me out.
I mean, I've got nothing. Pedro Almodovar.
That's it.
No, it's not. That's the film director.
Wimbledon, winner. I'm typing 2024. He also won in 2023, not 2,924. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing. Oh, Carlos Alcaraz.
Okay, definitely a Pedro Almodovar.
Anyway, so he absolutely, and so there's a woman who was interviewing them at the end. Her name is Annabelle Croft.
Oh, yeah, she was on Strictly Come Dancing with Johannes Rada.
Yeah, she probably didn't get kicked or screamed at or yelled at
Spat at. Yeah, none of that happened.
None of that happened.
She's a big fan of Johannes. Yeah. Not to her.
And, sorry, that's a reference to things things are emerging out of the BBC Strictly Come Dancing world.
Which is Dancing with the Stars for those of you who are not based in the UK.
Yeah, and I don't know what it's called in Australia. That's our major.
I think it's called Dancing with the Stars
I don't
everywhere.
know what it's called there. And so Annabelle Croft said to Carlos Alcaraz, I don't know how to say it. I think the Z is silent actually, who basically blew Novak Djokovic, the greatest player of all time, whether you like him or not, absolutely the GOAT. And
you need to say off the court. You can't just say he blew Novak Djokovic, because I started this with Interview with the Vampire is really hot. It's just two sexy lads banging, and you just told me you'd really like the final because this little Spanish guy blew Novak Djokovic. I'm sorry, this is not what people are expecting from this podcast.
I mean, Wimbledon, it really goes places these days. Who thinks strawberries and cream are not enough? So Annabelle Croft says you are hot.
Was it a warm day, or did she mean he was a sexy pants?
And it was just, and the crowd started laughing, everyone started laughing, and she was so embarrassed because she was basically saying how hot he was playing. He was on a hot streak, right? It was obvious.
Yeah.
And she knew, and everyone knew, but it was very, 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 very funny. So that's my little Wimbledon story, which I'm sure which sounds a little bit, not as good as blowing.
So where were we? We're in his lean years.
We're coming up to the lean years. So The Matrix is 1999. I'm not including any of the sequels, including the one that was made, whatever it was, last year or the year before. Then there's a huge break, basically. Then The Lake House, 2006. Never heard of that.
Also with Sandra Bullock. It's a time-travelling movie where he plays an architect and he leaves messages to Sandra Bullock in a letterbox, and they fall in love through different parts of time.
Maybe I have seen that.
I think I know more of his Earth.
And then The Day the Earth Stood Still, 2008.
Oh. Klatu Nikto Barada. Very bad remake of a very classic 1950s
Science
film.
fiction?
Yeah.
Oh, is that the one with David Bowie?
No, that's The Man Who Fell to Earth, which has also been remade as a televisual miniseries.
I'm basically embarrassing myself. Lastly, John Wick.
I mean, come on.
Okay, how do we start this? We're going to run out of time here, mate.
Okay. I think we just have to be brave and go. I'm going to say top 5 in no order. I'm just going to pick the best 5 films.
Okay.
I'm going to go with John Wick. This is in no order. I'm just saying them.
Yeah.
Speed. Matrix.
My Own Private Idaho.
I'm torn between My Own Private Idaho and River's Edge.
Oh, so you're crossing off Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
No, because I might want to keep Bill and Ted, but I don't. Which is why, because I'm at 4, and I'm like, do I? Shit, this is hard.
Okay, so we can cross off Johnny Mnemonic.
Yes.
And we can cross off Chain
The Lake
Reaction.
House. Chain House. Chain Reaction. The Lake House.
And The Lake House. And The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Yes.
Shit, Keanu.
You can get rid of Point Break for me.
Oh.
I know. This is a tough one. It's a good film, but and this is, controversial take. Directed by a woman, Catherine Bigelow. Excellent director. Love her film called Near Dark.
Wait, Catherine Bigelow directed Point Break?
Yes,
Catherine Bigelow as in Hurt Locker?
The Oscar-winning Hurt Locker, yeah. Another film I can't watch because of the twat who's in it.
Who's the twat in it?
Jeremy Renner. Can't fucking stand him.
Oh.
Does my nut in.
You're harsh, aren't you?
I know.
I don't get caught up in that kind of stuff as a watcher.
Just takes one person to say something in an interview that's a little bit dickish, and I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, Nicole Kidman's Nicole Kidman's that for me, though, I have to say. Unwatchable.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Yeah. One annoying thing, I was reading about her in What's Its Chops?
Mm-hmm.
Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh.
God, it just sounds like, I mean, sometimes you just want to say to actors, you know what? You could just pretend. Just try it. Just try pretending.
That was at the height of her marriage, love affair with Tom.
I think it's also what kind of put the kibosh on it as well.
What did she say? What was it?
She was banging on about. They were just talking about, like, they were just talking about their process in some interview, and it was fucking boring. Okay. Anyway,
I actually never bothered with it. I couldn't be bothered with it.
Yeah, it was one of those things that was supposed to be sexy, but really, really wasn't.
Yeah, but I just don't think of Tom Cruise and
Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman.
I just can't.
Not sexy.
I could actually. Yeah. It's basically like thinking about my parents. No, in fact, no. It's much worse.
Yeah, for me, it's like imagining. It's like trying to see the eroticism of Ken and Barbie, because it's like they don't have parts.
I think
it's just like smushing plastic.
It's a really good analogy. It's not libel, though. We're not committing libel here, are we?
No, because I'm not saying literally that they don't have genitals. I'm sure they actually have genitals, but they strike me as people who don't.
Not that we're playing hot or not on this particular podcast. Let's not.
Because well, we technically are, because we're talking about Keanu.
We are,
and we've already decided that he's
hot.
So
I can't include River's Edge in my top 5 because
you've not seen it. So
I don't think I've seen it.
I'm going to take it off the list then. I'm going to take it off the list, but I might give it as homework to you.
That is a good idea. So now, so what we've got that we agree on: John Wick, The Matrix, Speed. That's 3, but we're not. My Own Private Idaho. No, you weren't sure. And what we've got. What we've got left. So those are 3 we agree on. What we've got left is Dracula.
Oh, that's so good.
My Own Private Idaho, Point Break, and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
So I've got to choose.
What was their catch cry? It wasn't
excellent.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we've got to think. We've got to get rid of, out of My Own Private Idaho, Dracula, Bill and Ted, and Point Break. We've got to get rid of 2.
Oh, so you think Speed should be on the? Oh, I think so too. I agree with you.
Speed's got to be on the list. Yeah. Speed is. Can you remember the adrenaline of watching that film when Sandra Bullock hits the pram?
It was
and the pram goes up in the air,
film.
And everybody's like, "What the?" And then it lands, and it's just full of cans, and you're like, "Oh, thank God!" Oh, it's so good.
Okay, that's so. Hang on. Hey, wait. We've got 3.
Yeah, we've got 3. We've got Speed. We've got Matrix.
John Wick.
We've got John Wick.
So I remember loving My Own Private Idaho. I really loved it. But I did have a bit of a thing for River Phoenix. I was thinking about it. I was quite affected by his death. Yeah. I think it was a particular age I was at as well. I would have been mid-20s, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And also, I think it was a sort of an arty film, and I hadn't seen a lot of arty. I thought of it as an arty film, and I don't think I'd seen a lot of arty films that I really liked.
It was Gus van Sant, before Gus van Sant started to get a bit
Mission Impossible
more mainstreamy. I don't think Gus van Sant ever directed
Didn't he
a Mission
do the first
Impossible film. I'm pretty sure he didn't.
Okay.
But now I'm doubting myself.
Gus van Sant.
Directed Mission Impossible.
No, I don't think he did. I mean, the chances of me being right, let's face it.
I mean, it's not beyond the realms of possibility. I know John Woo did Mission Impossible 3, and then Christopher What's-His-Chops has done most of the recent ones. He's very good. Who did the first one? Oh, I know it was. It was Brian De Palma.
Oh, thank you. I always mix up Gus van Sant and Brian De Palma.
Because Gus van Sant, famously queer, and Brian De Palma, famously skeezy.
Exactly. I mean, there are other reasons that I might mix them up.
Oh,
even cowboys get the blues. Good Will Hunting. Wow, he is mate.
Yeah, I turned off after Good Will. I liked Elephant, although it broke.
Psycho. To Die For was a good film. That was a good film with
Die
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman, yeah. Did you see Elephant?
No, I didn't.
Oh, heartbreaking. Hard to watch.
Okay. So we're
going to go with My Own Private Idaho. We're going to go Matrix. We're going to go with John Wick. We're going to go with Speed. And that
so we've got My Own Private Idaho we're including.
We're just going to throw it on because we both love it.
Okay. I cannot include Dracula because I'm going to totally allow that. I'm not going to fight for Dracula. Okay.
As much as I enjoy it as a camp classic, it is a piece of shit.
Yeah. And then so now we've got to decide between Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Point Break. And that's just to make a top 5. We're running out of time here.
Yeah. Okay.
How do we decide?
For me, it would be Bill and Ted.
So Point Break doesn't even make the top. Say it again.
I'm really so just because it was so zeitgeisty. It was so like cool.
Yeah, I think you've won me on that.
I love Point Break as well, though. I do, but I also don't. But I do.
See, I think at that point I was so into Patrick Swayze because of dancing, whatever it was called. Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner.
Dirty Dancing.
Okay, great.
And now we've got to order them.
We fucking do, don't we?
Okay, that's fine. In at number 5, Bill and Ted.
Yeah, because clearly that had to be. And then that would mean that in at number 4 is My Own Private Idaho.
Almost certainly.
And then Speed, The Matrix, and John Wick. Oof.
Yes. I'm good with that.
Right, John Wick is the best of them.
John Wick is the best.
John Wick is a fucking great film, isn't it?
I mean,
of the four,
I can't understate how important The Matrix was and how much I loved it.
But
it's overarching kind of the kind of the Messiah thing is what stops it being number 1 for me.
Oh, John Wick. There's something about John Wick which is the kind of grizzled dude, way too old for his chops, and also that he's just so reluctant, and also he's doing it for his dog.
And what's not to love about that? Also, he feels less like a person and more like he's more like rain or wind. It's just like the rain doesn't want to be wet, but sometimes it's just got to fall from the sky.
And just to be clear, we're not talking about performances by Keanu Reeves here. We're talking about the films.
We're talking about the transcendent awesomeness of the films themselves.
And of the 4, do you think the first is the best?
Yes.
I did think the 4th was very good.
I like the second one. The third one is probably the one that dips out most for me.
I watched them pretty much in a weekend, so... Okay, so top of the list, John Wick, followed by The Matrix, followed by Speed, followed by My Own Private Idaho, followed by Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
And if people want to fight us on that, you can fight us on that.
And if people would like to, and if you haven't watched John Wick, if you haven't watched any of these films, totally recommend them. Also, Keanu Reeves, hot. Hot.
Definitely somebody who could play tennis.
Oh, I'm sure he could win Wimbledon if he tried. All those motorcycles he's got. Do you think he does his own stunts like Tom Cruise?
Probably not.
If anyone would like us to do a tier list, you can look up tier lists. By the way, there's a bit of history there. If anyone would like to do us to do a tier list of anything, best Madonna albums.
Oh, not American Pie.
I didn't even know there was one called American Pie.
I don't think it is.
I think Vogue would be quite up there for me. Oh, that was the one. Was that the one? Was the soundtrack to the film, wasn't it?
No, that would be Dick Tracy.
Oh, God.
Which was her singing a lot of Stephen Sondheim. I think I would probably go with True Blue.
That's early days, isn't it?
Yeah, it's classic. I love that, the head thrown back. Yeah.
I did like the one with the blue cover.
We could... Can I suggest that people who ask us to do tier lists might try and keep it within our wheelhouse? Don't ask us our favourite Madonna albums because, it's going to be slim pickings. Don't nobody say, what's your top 5 Beyonce songs? Because the answer will be, dunno.
Oh, I could... I'd need to have a quick listen to them, but I've listened to enough Beyonce. What about Anyway.
Were you going to say Taylor Swift? Because I knew you were, because Bob and I were having a conversation about Ms. Swift, and I've come to the dawning realization that I think I couldn't sing one of her songs if you were to put a gun at my head.
You mean you couldn't because you don't know them, or you couldn't make yourself?
No, God, no, I'm not. If people threaten me with violence, I'll do anything that they want. No,
you just don't know them.
mean that I just don't know them. They're like Teflon.
She's passed you by.
They slide out of my brain. Yeah. And I see people but I feel this again. I sort of feel this way about Beyonce. I can see people getting very, very excited, and it's like, oh, I can probably do the Single Ladies song, and that's it.
Fantastic.
Oh, and maybe a couple of ones from when she was in the band with the other two.
Oh, that was I can't remember what the band was called, but
Destiny's Child.
Oh, nicely done.
But yeah,
I'm useless at this shit. Wow, my memory's bad. Do you think it's because I've got a cholesterol problem?
No, I think it's probably because you're worried about fermentation and hydration rates.